Good morning. Your parents are going to be so happy because you are finally going to start doing subtraction the way that they do it. But what we did first is we had to build an understanding of why the way they do subtraction works, which is why we did all of these other models. So today you need a notebook. Remember, we talked about how a number line can work for subtraction, because we actually used it for adding, but it works. We compared how the standard algorithm and the expanded form are the same thing. It's just that this one takes longer. The regrouping actually turns out to be the same. And as we practice this, we start understanding what the regrouping looks like here and what the regrouping means. So now if your parents still call it borrowing, tell them it's regrouping, okay? With that, let's get started on today. So we have subtraction practice again. Subtraction practice needs to be practiced because subtraction isn't as easy as adding. That's why you learn adding first, because it's easier to put things together than to take them apart. Remember in class, we had been working with our expanded form, where I would write a number and you had to expand it. You had to take it apart and show it in the 10,000s and the thousands and the hundreds and the tens and the ones. Now that you've had a lot of practice at that, we understand the whole place value thing. So think about this. If we have the 100,000s in that column, and we have the 10,000s in that column, and we have the thousands in that column, and we have the hundreds and the tens and the ones. So remember, in fourth grade, you're supposed to actually know them to the millions. And if I would tell you to write the number 13,456, how would you write it? 13,456. Try writing it down and then we'll see how we do. 13,456. Shh. Oh, you shouldn't have hats on in class. 13,456. 13,456. How many of you had to write it down somewhere else and then transfer it into that grid?
13,000 what?
13,456. 13,456. I know the 456 goes there. Where does the 13,000 go? Yes, sir.
The 3 goes in the thousands, and then the 1 goes in the 2 T's.
Okay, the 10,000s. No, we're really not going to do much with that. I just want you to understand when I'm talking about the columns, we're talking here, we have 6 ones. We have 5 tens. 5 times 10 is 50. We have 4 100s. 4 times 100 is 400. We have 3 1000s. 3 times 1,000 is 3,000. We have 1 10,000. You're right, there is a bit of a glare just right at that angle. If we would slide the table forward, you wouldn't have that. So we have to understand what the place value is. Looking at this, and we're working with the standard algorithm. We'll start with 3-digit numbers, 387. I'm more creative today. I could mix my numbers up. Yeah. Minus 198. So we know that this is the ones, these are the tens, these are the 100s. As we've been doing since last week Thursday, or for you people, last week Friday, maybe even sooner. We look at our ones. We have 7 ones. We need to take 8 away. We can't. So we need to regroup. We're going to grab a 10. We're taking from the tens column. When we grab a 10, that makes us have 1 less 10. That's why we have 1. It turns into a 7. And we add that 10 to the ones column. So now we have 17 ones. 10 plus 7 is 17. 17 minus 8 is, thank you. Now we have 7 tens. We need to take 9 tens away. It's just like saying we have 7 minus 9. Can't do it because we're in the tens column. So we have to grab a 100. A 100 is made up of 10 tens. So we're going to put our 10 tens. Now we have 17 tens because 7 tens plus 10 tens is 17 tens. When we look at it, we have 17 minus 9. It's 17 tens minus 9 tens. 17 minus 9 is what?
8.
Now we have 2 100s minus 1 100.
1.
Okay.
189.
This thing is really having issues with staying focused today. Or is it always that bad? Sorry, I'm watching my handwriting, and so I'm not watching the board a lot. I don't know how to fix that. I've never been able to fix that with as long as I've had this thing. Okay, so let's do another one. 643 minus 278. Do that. Remember that these are the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. Who's the brave soul that wants to talk us through? Come on over, Ethan. Okay, Ethan, we have 3 ones, 3 of them, minus 8. Can that be done?
I have a question.
Just wait a minute, we'll talk about it. Careful, because you already did your regrouping. Yep, there you go. Okay. So he knows how to do the regrouping. I'm going to say use some caution because he wanted to do all of his regrouping right away. Some people can do that as long as you remember what you're regrouping. And he knew that he had to come back and regroup the 100s. I know David caught that and he's like, wait a minute, but then he came back and got that. Let's do a little bit more practicing.
Yeah, because I was going to say, where do you get the 13 from?
Exactly. Yeah, it's just, so try not to regroup ahead of time, but Ethan knew how to go to the next column and grab a 10 or grab a 100. So here we go. There are some of you out here who are still struggling with the standard algorithm, and you're not going to learn it overnight. You might have to keep practicing. If you have to write it out as expanded form, remember, expanded form, you're certainly free to do that. I'm going to give you a 3-digit minus a 3-digit again, and I want you to work on this. This is what today's lesson is going to be, is working on this, just practicing. Practicing is how you will learn.
She's always in the middle of the table, so gear yourself up so that you're across with her, which can slide towards the pile.
Okay, Kiona wants to come over and work this one out. You choose what color you want to use. If you figured that out, pat yourself on the back, because from what I saw, that's what most everybody had for an answer. Okay, do I do one more 3-digit, or is it time to move to 4-digit?
4-digit.
4-digit. Okay, how about that number?
Whoa. Good. Oh, wait. Then just do 555.
There you go.
Oh, yes. One, comma. 8, 2, 9. Can you grab mine too?
Okay, I know that this is a lot of waiting around time. Akaya wants to demonstrate this one. Okay. Is it time for a 5-digit, Jacob? Okay.
How about 27?
How come did you know I was going to do this?
Oh my God. You're not creative.
I'm not creative. Oh, hey, now I have the challenge accepted, Luke.
Oh my. Oh, okay. Now it's 3. I thought you were doing 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
No, because that would be too easy. Nope.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3.
Some people, yes. Not yet. And that's 139, 140, 141, 142. That's what it is. They have to be done as well. Stop.
Brooklyn wants to do this one. Okay, I don't hear anybody saying anything wrong with this. We'll check her out. 14, okay, 4, 15, okay. Everybody's getting pretty practiced at this, which means it's time for us to pull out our workbook. Again, what we do now is simply keep practicing. And we are practicing in our workbook. Yesterday, I had asked you to do pages 139. We'd practice with number lines if we had to. 140, we're practicing with a how old. You're doing 141. 142, but now today we're in session 3. So we're working on 143 as well. If you notice here, they're actually giving you 4-digit numbers, but it's not as hard as stuff as you've been just doing, because here we have Letitia's aunt was born in 1978. Letitia was born in 1999. How old was Letitia's aunt when she was born? What I want to know now, I want everybody to turn to page 143. How do I write that? Page 143. Please turn to page 143. How do I write that? There are 2 ways, and I want to make certain you understand. Jacob.
You put the one with all the 9s on top, and then the other one. The first one is going to be on the bottom. Second one's going to be on the top.
Okay. Simply a subtraction problem where we have the year 1999 first. Subtract it because we're trying to find the difference between the year 1978 and the year 1999. Okay, so continue to work on that. I'm also going to ask you to work through page 144. So You're just going to keep working right now. Keep practicing. We will have students fill out the answers and then you will receive a different video showing you all the answers. But I need you people at home to do this first. Okay, keep practicing. You'll get it.